Greetings, and once again, welcome to the traditional undisclosed location. This is your host, Tanky, and we are back with Rogue Trader today. So, I believe what happened last time, oh crap, I can't remember what happened last time. We did, we had, taken down, our ship had been, the Genestealer cult on our ship had attacked once again, and they did something. And they almost killed Danrock, and they stole holy relics, because that's what they do. I don't know why. And then our crazy dancer lady, went with some side characters, and she kind of stopped a revolt, not as well as I would have hoped her to, but it was stopped. And now we're doing something with the priest. I don't know what. I have no... Yeah, I'm getting really, bad here. The chaos gunk is everywhere. Oh boy. Wow, there's... Oh, the chaos corruption is spreading out of my bedroom now. That looks a little rusty. I mean, also the people in the cages, obviously, but, like... Wow. Oh, there's people being... Oh, wait. No, that's just standard Imperium grossness, not... Is it? Is that new? God.
I won't tolerate weakness.
An unpleasant heaviness grows in your head, as if a vice were slowly tightening on your mind. The choirmaster is kneeling, his burnt-out eyes peering into the void. He raises his head, and you see a weary old man, weak and frightened. He whispers, "She is here. Adeline has returned. She is asking me for help, but you scare her. She is hiding from her. You'll not harm her, will you?"
Fear nothing.
From every direction, every shadow comes playful, girlish laughter. At times, it transforms into an old man's rueful weeping. At other times, into a deep growl of annoyance. The sounds form cold, malicious words. The sorrow will be eternal. The whispers say we should kill Old Weiss. They're just so giddy about it. I guess we shouldn't kill him then. The whispers never get excited about anything good. He is such a terribly wounded soul. His all but sunk beneath the gray-blue blisters of guilt, and they are swelling ever so rapidly. The last silverly speckle of hope could fade at any moment. Weiss says nothing. His otherworldly gaze is directed through you and past you to a spot further inside the chapel. His lips silently whisper a name over and over. The mocking laughter of an old man turns into a moaning whisper. "I am the victims. I am the murdered innocents. I am his guilt." Adeline? She is here, in the shadows. Any shadows lie. The true ghosts are hiding among the false ones. But I hear Thaddeus's earnest prayer and old Stavros's words of disappointment. He always doubted my talents as a mentor. I hear poor Antonius's screams, the screams he let out when he unwillingly gave up the last of his vitality. Annis's pleas. I condemned her to an existence as a half-machine. I almost sense Evita's touch. She tried to save me, but she fell instead. So many voices, all condemning me for what I did. Find them. Separate the true voices from the false echoes. The shadows croak hoarsely in an old man's voice. Why do you seek his redemption? He was always a terrible leader and talentless mentor. He doomed everyone. The indignant tremble grows into a roar of righteous condemnation. He was arrogant. Having no notion of his own wretchedness, he did not put his faith in the Emperor, but instead believed himself to be invincible. The voice grows weaker. It's now a young man, soft and full of anguish. And he paid for his mistake with our lives. Cruel and painful. The voice grows heavy with a metallic clang. We begged him to reconsider, but he took our minds away as punishment. The shadow's speech is now gentler and more feminine. But we were loyal to him regardless. We tried to save him, even though he had not saved us. The voice becomes cold, resonating with sorrow from beyond this world. He is guilty.
It's about time. None shall stand in my way. Take all of you with me.
Okay, so I have to click on the right ones.
I'll lay claim to the stars. A new challenge for me.
Okay, that was wrong.
Follow my lead. Victory awaits.
Okay, that what's wrong? right?
It's about time.
Okay, that was wrong.
I won't tolerate weakness. A new challenge for me?
The ghost stares at Weiss mournfully. The muffled sob coming from the apparition almost seems to take physical form as it drifts towards the choir master and envelops him. Do not harm her, please. The poor girl is frightened to death. Let me talk to her. I cannot fail her again. I know your ladyship. I know it's not Adeline, but an echo of the one who devoured her soul. I just wanted to see her again, hear her voice for a brief moment. With jerky movements, as though shaking off shackles of ice, he picks up his staff. Ghost of my failure, it is now is your time to vanish. Weiss's breathing is labored. Thank you, your ladyship. The burden was too heavy for me to bear. On the verge of fainting, he musters the last of his strength to sit down on the steps. After a long silence, he says in a hollow voice, in a bodily sense, yes, your ladyship. A reckoning, Lord Captain, a reckoning for my great arrogance. Demons have been pursuing me for years, following my scent, sending me dire messages, hunting me, and now they have me. The entities that manifested here during the ritual were banished, but a lingering echo of their presence has latched onto the shadows. It has sprouted in the darkness and pounced upon my mind. I am guilty. I wronged them. I had been promised a great future at Scholastica Psychana, for my talents were exceptional. But fate would not have it, and instead of serving on Holy Terra, I ended up here in the Expanse, where barely a gleam of the Astronomicon reaches. My pride took a heavy blow, yet my spirit was not cowed. I set about to assemble a choir unlike any yet seen here, a mighty, resonant, astounding choir. Lady Theodora expended tremendous resources bartering with captains and governors to procure astropaths of my choosing. I brought together talents and budding geniuses under my authority. They were to ensure I would make a triumphant comeback. And they could do that for me, that team of brilliant astropaths whose talents were honed to perfection. Adeline, Annis, Antonius, every one of them surpassed myself as I used to be. I saw that my time was coming, and I lied when I told you it was Lady Theodora who forced us to go through with the ritual. The idea had been mine, when, in her paranoia, her ladyship set out to find spies aboard the ship. I made her an offer, a ritual that would give her the names in exchange for my fledgling's freedom and my own. It was a good deal. She was willing to trade 7 astropaths for the names of traitors, and I doomed them all. My pride killed them. At first, Lady Theodora wanted to have me executed for what had happened, but then she regained her composure and graciously agreed to honor our deal. But where was I to go? My dead were all here. He chuckles bitterly, and scarlet stains the bloom on his blindfold made of sacred manuscripts. Adeline was my ritual protector, only to become my greatest vulnerability. When the mad stream of other people's thoughts started to disorient my astropaths, I became frightened for her. I hesitated. I wanted to spare her, and I lost control. The right thing to do would have been to sacrifice her, but I couldn't. I had always had a soft spot for her. Her genius had made her my favorite. Not all of them. Stavros was the oldest in the choir. He had been on the ship longer than I. Mighty, wise man, if acrimonious. He envied me and criticized my ambition, but I was fond of him all the same. Thaddeus was the ship's confessor. Theodora had insisted on his presence. When it was over, he was the only survivor, and he confronted me with angry accusations. I could not bear to listen to him, so I silenced him, killed him. Savicia was an ordinary servant. She fought the Immaterium's monsters until the warp began to prevail. She tried to save me, to lead me away, but I did not listen. She stayed at my side until the last moment and died a terrible death, all because of my accursed pride. The rest were my voices. Antonius was the youngest. He had been in the choir for only a short while. When the situation turned dire, fear got the best of him, and I was infuriated by his weakness. I dominated Antonius's mind and impelled him to use up every spark of his life for the ritual. Annis's doom came even earlier. She was the person who told me in front of the choir that the ritual was madness. In my anger, I ordered her servitorized. I believed I had to protect my authority. She died on the spot where you're standing now. I think she was still aware. All my voices, I remember the name of each one whose life I cut short within these walls. That is for the best. I can no longer carry this burden alone. With Lady Theodora dead, the thought of my crime being forgotten, erased from history, is unbearable. I want to be judged and condemned. Oh man. These... Let's go with one. Your words are medicine for my soul, your ladyship. Please, after a moment, the old man hands you out his staff to you. Please take it. This mighty instrument is the last reminder of Adeline and the others of my guild. It was with this that I performed the last ritual. I have no right to carry it any longer and would like it to be yours. Reminder of the painful lessons my pride has taught me. This is what happens when you mess around with the warp. I like the combat is fine, but it's not the best part of this game. Cabela extends a finger topped with a metal claw toward Confessor Adalbert. The divination has revealed that you stand beside the enemy Nemesis. Speak only the truth before the Domin and the Undying One. Adalbert meets Cabela's words calmly, with almost majestic resignation. A defender of the people and a tyrant's minion are two faithful servants of opposing ideas, two souls that have rejected everything else for the sake of duty. I now truly see that your collision with him was inevitable. Adalbert shifts his gaze to you and lets out a mournful sigh. I was warned about your visit, Amelia, as well as its purpose. My son, the protector of those whose blood you feed upon, whose hard work has paid for your content life on the upper decks of the ship. Your pet tormentor who extols death is right. I know Nemesis, and I assist him. Just like him, I am your enemy, Amelia. Adalbert raises his voice in the soft tenor. You hear notes of accusation as deep as rolling thunder. And I am also the enemy of your cruel regime, where life is dirt under the Enforcer's feet, where a man has nothing to eat, writhes in fear, and knows no hope. Sourbeck clenches her fists until her knuckles crunch. You treasonous impostor, to think that I listened to your sermons and was anointed by your hand. You won't choke on your words along with the teeth I am about to knock out. Adalbert dignifies with her with neither a word nor a glance. I grieved for them, but they were unreliable. They could have compromised us. They had to die, but the fault for their death lies with you and your enforcer dogs, for fear of whom we are forced to hide. Adalbert shrugs, his kindly face growing harder. Why would I? If the dogs have come looking for blood, they will not leave without a kill. Such is your vicious nature. No, heresy is what you and your fellow bloodsuckers believe in. The ecclesiarchy has turned faith into a whip to drive the powerless. The aristocracy has turned it into a shield to cover their transgressions, and the enforcers have turned it into a club with which to beat those who dare raise their voices. Your faith is an instrument of lies and suppression, and I renounced it long ago. My faith promises salvation, not thraldom. You holy people are all bloody hypocrites. You go on about how rotten we are, but take a knife and scratch your surface a little, and we'll find the worst heretic of all. I doubt it. People like you only ever see what they want to see. I followed him as he once followed me. Nemesis is my son, if not by blood then in spirit. I took him in as a willful child, and I fostered the best in him. A passion for justice, the indomitable flame of inflator, and unyielding determination. I have been preparing him for years. You have raised a living instrument that serves purpose without a question. Cabela speaks cautiously, as if not entirely sure of her judgment. I wonder who else you know like that, Cabela. Such is his purpose, to be the hope, to break the shackles, to end the centuries of torment that have passed aboard the ship. A great sacrifice for a great cause. He falls silent, looking at Cabela expectantly. You should be familiar with his ways, except that instead of a sower of freedom, you were raised to be an executioner's sword. Oh, wait, fuck. What is going on here? Also, I want to check something. Warhammer.com. 40,000. Xenos armies. Genestealer cults. Nemesis, I think, is a Keller morph. One last confession? Why not? He frowns and pulls back his collar as if he were short of breath. I am not Adalbert. That was the name of an initiate from a clan of confessors who passed away from disease many years ago. I was born in squalor on the lower decks, and at the behest of the... He falters as if he wanted to add something else. And it was by the Emperor's command that I took Adalbert's place through deception, pretending to be him. The dead man had inherited much influence and many thrones from his clan, which hastened my successful rise through the ranks. But it was not for wealth and power that I did this. I accepted the burden of hard work to empower the common people, to pave way for the liberation from oppression and injustice, and my part is almost done. I sense no lion's voice or bearing, Dom and Amelia. He feels and welcomes death with open arms. The moment favors us. We must learn more. He who betrayed his oaths will not deliver Nemesis to us, but from his words we may divine knowledge of our enemy. You were not there for those years of pestilence. Confessors attended every deck and died in multitudes. New ministers were recruited in every port, at every station. Their names and faces blurred together, and we recognized our kin only by their robes. No one who knew Adalbert's true face survived that time. The Emperor saved me from being exposed. This is war, Emil. Okay. I just did this to provoke him into saying something. This is war for our liberation, and we are willing to die and kill for it, because our enemy is brutal and deaf to our pleas. You have deserved it. He resolutely places his hand over his heart. The words of a tyrant inebriated with power and impunity. Nemesis is an idea, and you have the arrogance to believe you can kill an idea made flesh. It is better this way, so keep underestimating him. No, we decided otherwise. I am not worth him risking his life, so do not expect him to capture him through me. My son has no attachments, for they would only make him weak. He will gladly sacrifice himself for the dream of liberty and equality, and I must do the same. I only grieve that, thanks to your efforts, I cannot be near my son and ease his burden. Attachment makes us weak. Cabela's whisper is barely audible, and you see her face grow more dismal still. You made him a weapon out of him, just as he made a weapon out of you. The shackles will fall, and there will be nothing left of your tyranny, nor of you. You seem to have mistaken my humility in the face of death for submission. It's not for you to decide my fate. I won't make the choice for myself. I will surrender my life in the fight for our future. I won't die, but I will take you with me. He clicks his fingers, and the initiates who have been standing humbly around turn in your deception, their white robes opening to reveal a variety of weapons. For Nemesis, brothers and sisters. For freedom. Lord Captain, this is an ambush. They have been waiting for us. Now, is she dead?
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
You cannot stop the Angels Faithful!
Nothing I can't do.
Oh, he's got a flamethrower. I was not expecting that.
Believers will inherit all.
Cover me.
Okay. Bigger. Nice.
The angel will reward us.
Just a minor setback.
Only the faithful will ascend.
Is a reward. The Omnissiah knows all. Function successfully terminated.
Nice.
Request approved. My vow is to see significant
Should
value.
have done that in the opposite order, but whatever.
We bring deliverance.
I shall not fail. Caught by the web. As the tenants demand. The shadows will see it done. As honor ordains.
The Sire's song guides me. We bring deliverance.
Pain and duty go hand in hand. It will be done.
do I...
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Enjoy your luck while you still draw breath. Never wavered in the face of adversity. Already done.
Still that flanker there. Give that area some help.
I serve the ruinous powers.
But of course. Was that you? Or...
What an unfortunate turn
an
of fate.
offering of blood.
Will do.
The true believers will inherit. The angel will reward us.
Suffering is part of the trial. My competencies are not that universal.
Hey.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Huh?
I feel nothing, fear nothing. I shall not fail. As the tenets demand. The undying Emperor whispers his will.
Only the faithful will ascend.
A I've suffered worse. I will do my duty.
Nice, nice, nice.
Indeed. At your beck and call. That's not the Seneschal's job.
Oh, oops.
Help me, Lord Captain! Be careful not to cross my gaze. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Oh, oops.
Since my path, opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Nice.
Anything is?
Hey, is there anyone else? Oh, initiate Zeke.
Damage is negligible. The Omnissiah.
Nothing of value has been lost. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
My ears are ringing. Brace yourself, Abelard. Reduced to dust.
Haha. Oh, good, she's alive. The battle is over and silence descends once again upon the chapel. Flakes of ash whirl quietly in the air before coming to rest on the blood trickling slowly across the floor. Cabela, you ought to see this, Domin Amelia. Cabela leans over the confessor's body and slices off the edge of his collar with her blade, revealing a tiny scar on the back of his neck. It looks just like the one on the captured worker in the plasma drive chambers had, except that this one clearly healed a long time ago. We now know much more about the enemy, and Cabela ponderously runs her finger along the flat of the blade, about just how deep the poison of the conspiracy runs within the vents of your ship, but the blood-spun web has wrapped itself around its sprays too tightly, and Nemesis can no longer hope to escape. Her ruminations are interrupted by a furious hiss. A sourback snarls a curse through her teeth and spits at Adalbert's smoking remains. Her left arm hangs limp and her face is mangled by shrapnel. "Lord Captain, we have a prisoner." She points her weapon at the man standing hunched over in pain. Permission to finish off the cur. Down with the tyrant. The broad-shouldered initiate who calls himself Zeke clutches a deep wound, glaring at you with hatred. I doubt you'll like the answer. Zeke flashes you a bloody grin. He promised us freedom. Even the confessor didn't know where it is. He was afraid of spies or of giving his son's secret away under torture. You see, you can't get to our champion. Officers? Ha! There's no one else among them who is pure. They only care about power and gorging themselves on the scraps you throw them, or else they would have long ago since turned on you. Zeke can barely finish the sentence before he is beset by a torrent of coughing gurgles. The confessor said every compartment has people who fight for our cause. They promised to take me into the circle of our most devoted believers. Then I would know, but even then I would tell you nothing, not even under torture. Yes, Lord Captain, Adalbert had been warned, yet he chose not to flee. Instead, he stayed behind to set a trap for us. Did he really believe this madness would succeed and he would somehow survive? Cabela. He did not want to survive. His only hope was to kill. Nemesis managed to turn his adoptive father into a blade pointed squarely at Damon's throat, just as Adalbert himself had once turned Nemesis into a weapon. Neither of them feared death. That devious, mind-twisting beast. I have been going through my predecessor's archives recently, and I may have an idea of what manner of creature this Nemesis is. We are dealing with a Calormorph! Yeah! Woo! Special variety of mutant filth in service of genetic cults. These creatures are made and raised to play the part of the people's leader, an inspiration for the mutinous rabble. A Calormorph's purpose is to sow disorder and use rebellion to eliminate the ruling elite, those who might be capable of opposing the Xenos. Cabela, do not kill him in vain. Those who follow the tenets of the web know that, just as we serve death, so too does it serve us. Allow the death of this man to become an instrument in your hands, Domin Amelia. Pass off the traitor's body as that of Nemesis, instill fear in his supporters. The enemy will be forced to undo this deception, exposing himself in the process. We will make certain that the lower deckers believe their hero to be dead. We will leave the body to hang for a good long while, that the hopes of the mutineers may rot along with the corpse. Jocasta Sourbeck. That is one traitor dealt with, Lord Captain, but how many more have been poisoned by the false confessor's heresy? A new spiritual shepherd must be appointed quickly to banish any mutinous thoughts sown by the traitor from the minds of the crew, and to strengthen their faith and obedience. Without the ship's confessor, the rabble will begin to whisper that the Emperor has forsaken us, and such doubts will only play into the rebels' hands. Which place is Dargonis again? As you command, I will order the chapel be restored as well. We'll send agents to every deck. The next time Nemesis rears his head, which I am certain will happen sooner rather than later, we will be one step ahead of him and not the other way around. Sourbeck staggers away, and your gaze turns to the motionless Cabela, staring at her own reflection in a pool of blood. I am thinking about Nemesis, my adversary. The more I learn about him, the more I see a vague reflection of myself. A twisted reflection, perhaps, but all too familiar. Like me, he was forced to tread the path of servitude from an early age, stripped of anything else that might stand in the way of duty, a champion and a zealot left with nothing but an idea, forged and tempered by his mentor. Yes, Domin Amelia. Your words echo through my soul, and we are in accord. Nemesis will fall, for his ways are dark and have led him astray. Cabela trails a metal claw across her lips, sealing her promise with blood. Oh. I thought Cabela had broken someone else's leg. Let's give him some willpower. That seems cool. Okay. Okay, where am I? The rhythm of life aboard the vessel was disrupted when, on the fourth watch of the voyage, all the lower decks had their gravity reversed. The stunned denizens of the afflicted sectors were woken up by being torn from their assigned beds and tossed onto the ceiling. Numerous injuries and fatalities were reported, but difficulties in performing regular duties due to the gravity reversal continued until the end of the journey. As the ship exited the warp, the gravity returned to the accepted norm, an event that once again was accompanied by deaths and injuries among the crew. God fucking damn it. Now let's see about killing this fucking pirate. Merchant ship, then pirate. Blew out the pirate. Master Helmsman Ravor. Lord Captain, we have received strange Vox message from the rescued vessel. The ship's command sends their inordinate thanks for your assistance, and reports that a shuttle has been dispatched to deliver something to our ship. It seems the captain has decided to personally thank you for saving his hide. As soon as the transfer takes place, the ship will depart the system. I imagine they are worried about the integrity of their hole-ridden bucket and want to get as far away from this perilous system as they can. The elusive Contempt's captain contacts you. You can hear notes of disdain and mockery in his voice. Playtime is over, and he's sure he's going to come out on top. After the rogue trader's death, the Von Valencia's protectorate will become his playground, where he'll claim plenty of booty before someone dares hunt him again. The bridge officers report the elusive Contempt is preparing for battle.
For the glory of the Genestealer! Lay in the course. This one's going down. Lead them! The time has come. Lead their hulls strewn across the stars.
Oof. Ooh, that's not good, that's not good, that's not good.
Another salvo! Fire the lance sufferings! Bleed them! Annihilate them!
Okay, not exactly what I had in mind there.
Leave their hulls strewn across the stars. Lay in the course. This one's going down. Lead them!
You lost the shield. Emperor, protect us.
God, Emperor, fix those whole breaches. Fire right now! Onward! Another salvo! Torpedoes lost. This one's going down. Set the course. Bleed them. Macro cannon, volley.
Okay, that... That was not as... That did not work out very well. I don't think this is going to work any better what I'm about to do, but we shall see.
Fire right now! This one's going down. Unleash your vengeful salvo! Bleed them! Macro cannons fully!
Really?
Fire the lance battery! Lead their hull strewn across the stars! Lay in the course.
the course. Torpedoes locked. This one's going down. Fire the lance batteries. Another salvo.
The void shield spirit is exhausted.
One more hit, and we are finished.
Okay, I do not think I have the power to deal with that. I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's see what the damage is. Oh, not very much. Okay. Let's go to... Let's go meet up with the friggin' commissar. Or, Inquisitor. Lord Captain, the station's airlocks have been sealed from the inside. Vox recording is stating that the priesthood of the Alter Templum Calixus X-17 Sanctuary have no desire to communicate with the laity and are refusing access to guests on the basis of Adeptus Mechanicus's privilege of inviolability, granting them sole jurisdiction over their sacred sites. Okay. Lord Captain, we have received a Vox message from Footfall. The Inquisition has declared martial law on the station due to the threat of malleus extremists. Docking will require special permission, and even most of the asteroids have been cordoned off. The station's custodian, Her Ladyship Incendia Chorda, sends her greetings and invites Her Ladyship to disembark at the docks with a small retinue. Her enforcers will meet you there to escort to another chamber for a private audience. As you wish, Lord Captain. I should have saved.
Follow my lead.
What the fuck happened here?
That Nomos thing was talking to me. It's weird. Kind of creepy. But it's harmless enough. And very curious.
Idira, for throne's sake, be careful with that creature. We do not even fully understand what it is. Until we do, you would do well to treat it as you would any other dangerous Xenos. For your own safety.
Tech priest who sports an explorator emblem on his scarlet robe directs the unblinking gaze of his augmented ocular lens at you and says, in a hissing voice, "Salutary functionality initiated. Glory to House on Valencius. Trade Terminal Zeta 4233 Mu, property of Adeptus Mechanicus. Explorator cognites. Ready to process incoming requests. State the request. Glory to the Omnissiah." Information request accepted. Acceptable response found. Here indeed, the rogue traitor Incendia Baston Corda and the specified unit's actions have no significant effects on the operation of this Explorator Cognizance Fleet mission, since the specified unit has no jurisdiction over Adeptus Mechanicus or any assets thereof. Glory to the Omnissiah. Failed to parse request. Are you seeking access to the trading interface? Glory to the Omnissiah.
Lay claim to the stars.
Oh, okay.
It's about time. A new challenge for me.
Things are a bit different since I last came here.
Operation successful.
Okay. She's insane. Okay, Incendia is absorbed in reading a long strip of parchment. Her left hand is holding a silver spoon, with which she is carefully scooping up brain matter from the open skull of a man contorted next to her. Amelia von Valancius, I was informed of your arrival. Exhaustion has marked Incendia's features with a crisscross of lines and deeper furrows. Her cheek is forever twisted in a continuous nervous tic, yet her eyes are ablaze with indomitable resolve. A dazzling aura of power and righteous fury surrounds her like a mantle. She gracefully brings a gold-plated inhaler to her lips, takes a deep breath, and the fire in her gaze flares like a plasma thruster. One look at Incendia's full dress uniform shows that it has not been changed in many days. The collar is greasy and the braid trim is stained with sweat. The air is tinged with the smell of an inhaled stimulant that is used to give Earths the ability to work multiple watches without rest. Incendia sinks her silver spoon into the man's brain and slowly consumes the revolting morsel. I must know the taste of a criminal's thoughts. It is how I learn to recognize their patterns. I want no part of this, but this is also my station. I fucking bought it. Flesh and blood can grant revelations, but not like this. Devouring flesh is a profane act. Cabela looks with disapproval at the open brain and the pulsing blue vein within. This is not the way to serve the undying one. Adira lets out a quiet whistle. If even Scully is bothered by it, then it must be bad. Let's go with max hypocrisy. Yeah, baby! Max hypocrisy, let's fucking go! Incendia does not bat an eye at the man's death. A laughable accusation. Do you think yourself capable of detecting corruption? Well, I mean, fucking look at my room, lady. I am balls deep in it at this point. Something wild sparks in her eye. You know not the first thing about perceiving it, sensing it, peering into people's souls and seeing the heinousness therein. You do not know what it's like to look at faces and see the brand of their impious deeds, but I know it all too well, and none shall escape my wrath. The Lord Inquisitor has bestowed upon me the honor of bringing order to this cesspool of pirates and heretics, to rid Footfall of the corruption that has fettered its limbs and turned this imperial station into a hotbed of free-thinking and inefficiency. And I will not rest until all have been judged. Incendia studies you with a predatory smile. It must have been the Emperor's providence that brought you here to my court. It would be my pleasure to indict you for the crimes you have committed. Then let us begin. Chorda leans forward and stares intently into your eyes. Scarcely has Incendia's gaze met yours when she begins writhing in pain and clutching her head. Told you I knew what corruption looked like. Scarcely has Incendia's gaze met yours, then she begins writhing in pain and clutching her head. You see, I know about corruption because I have dove head first into it. I've been doing some things to keep my humanity intact, but you, lady, you're just insane. You are eating people's brains. You're not a fucking Astartes. You don't know anything in this head. And scarcely has Incendia's gaze met yours when she begins writhing in pain and clutching her head. She takes a deep breath and tries to look you in the eye, only for a new flash of pain to almost make her cry out. Confusion and fear are visible in her eyes. I cannot see your crimes. How is this possible? Someone like you cannot be pure. Acolyte of the Inquisition. The warrior clad in armor adorned with the sign of the Inquisition speaks in a voice that is even dry like paper. That is even and dry like paper. The Lord Inquisitor is aware of rogue traitor von Valancius's arrival on Footfall. He allowed it and gave no order of persecution. Oh! Rather, the Lord Inquisitor's will is that the rogue traitor von Valancius be treated with respect befitting her high status. In assertions, Lady Chorda is coming dangerously close to abusing her authority and violating the chain of command. This is your warning. Adira, has it by chance occurred to the Inquisitor that he too is getting dangerously close to something slightly insane? How can a thing like this be taught? Adira, I love you, I agree with you, but shut the fuck up right now. Calm yourself, Adira. Adelard and steps between the Psyker and Chorda. I can understand your anger, but by the God Emperor, another word out of turn, and you will find yourself falling to those unfortunates. Incendia's pale cheek is hit by a spasm. Her lips curl as she mutters, no intention of questioning the Lord Inquisitor's orders. Perhaps he wishes to receive you in one piece, so that he may conduct a personal interrogation. Indeed I am. When the Lord Inquisitor enacted martial law in the Expanse, I offered him my support at once. Footfall was chosen as the Lord Inquisitor's headquarters, and the position of Footfall's liege was temporarily abolished for the duration of its war, or perhaps longer than that. All authority was transferred to the station's warden, to me. While Lord Inquisitor is preoccupied with matters of strategic planning, I am tasked with overseeing security and order. And there is much to do on that front. Pirates and smugglers, apostates and cold traders, deserters and outlaws, every one of them warrants attention. And cracking her neck stiff from many hours of reading documents, Incendia again dips her silver spoon and scoops out brain matter from the open skull of a poor fellow standing next to her. Everywhere you look, servants are buckling under heavy stacks of new denunciations, warrants, and other documents. All of them, thieves, smugglers, pirates, traitors, heretics, deserters, abettors, harborers, cowards, and perjurers, any who has ever trespassed, any who has ever protected a miscreant, or kept quiet about a crime they know of, they will all be condemned. With obsessive determination, Incendia starts going through her papers, seemingly no longer aware that she is doing so. More and more new convicts are being granted the great boon of undergoing servitude in perpetuities, and have rid themselves of reprehensible consciousness, of serving the Imperium free from doubt and weakness. Footfall will once again become a bastion of law and righteousness. I will eradicate all heresy that prevents the faithless from giving themselves over to the good of toiling in his name. Incendia seems slightly perplexed by her question. She starts moving signed sentences from one stack to another, then says uncertainly, 3 weeks? The court carries on day and night, so my sense of time eludes me. Not carnage, but judgment, his judgment, and I know of no other delight than serving him. The universe is a terrifying place. We are surrounded by the archenemy's machinations, and Xenos scum who would deny us our right to exist. The threat is inconceivable, and human weakness will not help us avert it. If man is weak, I rid him of his spinelessness and feebleness, endowing him with a sacred narrowness of mind, and eradicating all that prevents him from utilizing his whole self in the service of the Imperium. Awareness test succeeded. She's not lying. You can tell by her eyes and her voice trembling with earnest faith that Incendia genuinely believes in every word she says. This attempt was mediocre and far from the first, but my enforcers and my throne keep me safe. Incendia pats an armrest and smiles. Its refractor field is impervious even to tank shells. That thief Tokara had this sacred Drusian relic stashed in one of his storerooms. Such is the law of footfall. Any rogue trader who arrives here assumes the right of absolute authority. Surely it is not that thug Tokara who deserves to rule this station. He will soon be hanging from a noose, and so will his Gatsbalnican henchmen, and so will those Anver firebrands whose outrageous activities brought football so much grief. And she looks at you with a gloating smirk. Once you hindered my efforts to subdue this station, and yet here I am now, dispensing justice to the wicked. I only regret that I was unable to begin sooner. Then Tokara's troublemakers would have already been crushed, instead of lurking in cargo bays and maintenance tunnels. Regardless, I will deal with them soon enough. In the Legis chambers, coordinating the Expanse's defense, his attention is focused on matters of vital importance, and he has not seen any supplicants. The soldier wearing inquisitorial armor echoes Incendia's words. Your ladyship cannot see the Inquisitor now. However, he bade me to inform your ladyship that he will summon you later when circumstances permit. In due time, I shall weed out all the taint that has bred here on Footfall for so long, and then pious fear, loyalty, and devotion will once again become the pillars of the station under his watchful eye. Winterscale is a traitor. While the Expanse burns, ravaged by heretics and unhallowed Xenos, he abandoned his duty completely, and had the nerve to ignore Lord Inquisitor's call to battle. My servants are capturing his worlds and ships, while he hides from his reckoning, indulging his base urges. Soon enough, he too will stand before judgment. Negotiating with that mad dog is off the table. He will merely laugh at your talk of reconciliation and execute your envoys. For too long has Caligos reveled in impunity and believed himself king of his world. Wait, you have a duty to the Emperor that you must see to. Ladiam Tokara, the deplorable rebel who once ruled this station, has slipped from my grasp. He is inciting people to revolt, killing my servants, and hiding from my wrath with the dexterity of a void rat. My informers claim he often appears in that den of unrest that bears the irreverent name Adeptus Amosecus. We have made several attempts to arrest him, yet he has evaded capture each time. Reverend Hieronymus has gone to convince him to surrender quietly, but his efforts have likewise been unsuccessful. In the interest of Footfall's integrity, Tokara must be apprehended. As for rogue trader in authority, I order you to aid me in bringing him to justice. The asteroid where the Adeptus Amosecus is located has been cordoned off, but my enforcer will take you there. I want you to lure Tokara out of his hole and seize him so that he may stand trial. Do this for the sake of Footfall's liberation and pave the road that my justice will tread. Your cooperation won't be noted, Amelia. But remember, none of the rebel leaders are allowed to die before their trial. I forbid you execute them without my leave. Yeah, I don't want to be there. This is... I don't want to... Fuck. Let's see what Kiavagama has for us. Lord Captain, your plan was a success. Our provocation against Nemesis and the killing of traitor Adalbert has brought all of the rest of them. My enforcers have captured a number of suspicious individuals and beaten the truth out of them. That scum Nemesis wishes to avenge his mentor's death and plans to raid the ceremony of the officer's anointment. Since the impious Adalbert has turned out to be an apostate, it is a new confessor's duty to ensure that the officers retake their oath to the God Emperor. Traditionally, the ceremony is attended by the officers' families, and it is they who are the target of the mutineer. He wishes to slaughter all of the ship's elite in one fell swoop. I have ordered a trap to be set for Nemesis. Would you like to be personally involved in the operation? We will replace the civilians with enforcers and their relatives of the appropriate age, dress them all in formal clothes, and hide their weapons underneath. When Nemesis tries to strike, he will find only cruel disappointment for the last time in his worthless life. It is necessary for the sake of secrecy. Let me assure you, all of my people will gladly risk their lives for the good of the Von Valencia's dynasty, without fear or hesitation. You hear a burst of interference from Ong Bike Iblad joining the channel. Dom and Amelia, the whispers of death are uttering the name of the Nemesis ever more loudly. I must meet the enemy face to face. So be it. The rows of disguised enforcers are listening to the confessor's words. All around you are Sauerbeck's chosen people, each dressed as a member of the officer's family. Close by, a kindly-looking old woman is bundling with a starch handkerchief. Catching your eye, she smiles, with a mouth that is missing half its teeth, and whispers, "Everything is going as planned, your ladyship." The facade is holding, with everyone playing their role perfectly. The master-at-arms must have instructed them firmly and shown them how best to conceal their weapons. All of them are wearing their best, and even you cannot tell where they are hiding their armaments. Belinda Troufgold, Lord Commander, transferred from the enforcers with rank of senior lieutenant to the staff of your ladyship's quarters on account of my age and declining health. But as you can see, there's no such thing as a former enforcer. Oh, the stories I could tell. I remember in the early days of my time in service, someone started poisoning the food in the kitchen. We couldn't catch the vermin, so I came up with an idea to get into a vat of protein porridge and catch them unawares. It was small and skinny little things, so I climbed into the vat and sat there up to my neck in porridge. I waited for a long time before someone lifted the lid. It wasn't one of the kitchen servants, but a man twice my size, carrying a bag of foul-smelling stuff. And that was it. I grabbed him by the shoulders and dunked him into the porridge. I held the brute down until he passed out. The master-at-arms back then, he lauded my ingenuity and commended me for apprehending the prisoner, but he also took the cost of the porridge out of my wages. What kind of innocent man would skunk about in a kitchen where food was being poisoned? He wasn't a saboteur, he was a thief. Either way, he wasn't there to season the porridge, that's for sure. You're not wrong, but I was young and foolish and thought only of how I might nab the culprit. I'm afraid we don't have time, Lord Captain. We must be vigilant. The treacherous scum is about to reveal himself. The ceremony comes to an end. The vows are given, and the forehead of every officer is graced with the touch of a confessor. Now comes the moment for the closing prayer. May the God Emperor protect us. A loud and menacing voice booms through the hall, cutting short the sacred words. But not today. Yep, Kellermorph.
You cannot stop the angels, faithful! Defensive position! Do not let a single one break through!
Smite the Xenos!
Spare none of them!
Okay.
Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes. All too easy. Not a problem. You didn't stand a chance.
Oh. I thought I had a second target, a second shot for some reason, but I didn't.
Already done. Moving out. Weather the storm.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Let's get to it! There is only death, yours or mine.
Running binary.
Exposing me was your biggest mistake.
Down prey
Quest
here.
approved. Cogitation failed. The scriptural prognosis is probability analysis successful. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
Time to slaughter! I'm here, Matt!
Break them around. Hold on. Out of my way.
Emperor, protect me.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Okay, and now... Okay,
On it.
there we go.
What a mess!
Silence.
And you're healed.
But of course.
I am your blade and shield. Trust me. Aim for the heart next time. The shadows will see it down.
To it.
My place is at the fore. It will be done. I will do my duty.
At your beck and call. Indeed. I've seen worse battles than this in my time. For von Valentius! At your beck and call.
Wait, no.
It will be done. I will do my duty. Follow my lead.
An offering of blood.
Nothing I
The Sire Song guides me. Sire, guide my man.
follow my lead.
Oh. I didn't want you actually to go there. Oops.
You don't frighten me. I am a navigator, not a crocodile with grace, at least. Another foe painted black. Emperor, deliver us.
Running binary override. My vow is to serve.
Nice.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved.
Oh. I was not expecting those things to be here.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols. Running binary override.
I feel nothing. Fear nothing.
Pardon me, Lord Captain.
It dodged?
For now.
Anything is.
Was that you? Or... righteous fear. May their blades be sharp.
You don't frighten me!
Trust me. As the tenants demand. There is only death, yours or mine.
At your beck and call. Indeed. Let's get to it.
How dare you!
Suits my purposes. Nothing I can't do. Not a problem for me. Suits my plan. There's nowhere to hide.
Nice.
Deliver us! Me? If you...
You didn't stand a chance.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Fundamental. Negligible. Activating force mode sacrament.
Anything else?
Tellermorph. Nemesis is crouching on the ground, still clutching at the bleeding wound under his ribs. His tortured body is still strong, and everything in his posture expresses a will to fight on. The red scarf no longer covers his face, and the vigilante grins at you with bloody teeth. Weak. I have yet to be impressed. No longer covered by the broken goggles, the hairless skull is bulging with massive growths. However, the mutant nature of your enemy is just as quickly betrayed by an even more unsettling feature, the third arm growing out of his torso. You watch as its fingers deftly empty the drum of a stub revolver and load it with fresh rounds. The rebel scoffs and spits out a tooth together with blood-streaked saliva. You still haven't figured it out, have you? Nemesis is not any one person. It is the vengeance and rage simmering on the lower decks of your usurped ship. It is the servant who cleans your chamber pot, the storage keeper whose family was butchered by enforcers, the train driver who was given half a dozen ration cards and 3 times as many shifts. It is the same name of the one who will kill you sooner or later. Whoever accomplishes it, it will be the real Nemesis. Freedom? I care nothing for freedom or the throngs willing to offer their necks to your yoke. I will not die for these wretches, but I will gladly pay for your demise with my life. Both you and your drudges come from the same rotten root. That is why you are so easy to fool. Nemesis and his marches against authority are a fancy story to tell the rabble, a convenient tool for recruiting the wronged and the dispossessed. In truth, all of you must die and make way for those who are truly worthy, more pure, more pious, more courageous than ever. In persuasion, Nemesis hisses in anger, not noticing that his grip on the weapon has shifted slightly. Just another? My name is spoken in every bay on this ship. I am more than just another upstart. I'm your death sentence. Aren't you a little overconfident? Nemesis glances at the stub revolver in his hand, then back at you. You are right in front of me. My gun is loaded. I believe this tune is not quite finished yet. Feels like the time has become viscous and is slowing you down. You see the bloody hand of Nemesis raise the weapon, and your body reacts of its own accord. There's no time to deliberate. You summon your gift, concentrate your psychic power at your fingertips, and raise a hand in Nemesis' direction. The air grows frigid, but the rebel is already aiming his gun at you, a malevolent grin spread over his face. The black muzzle of a stub revolver stares at you, a coating of frost forming along the barrel. The world around you narrows into a thin line. Bella emerges nearby like a shadow, blade gleaming menacingly in her hand. It is your thread that will break today, and no other. Save your message for your false god when you meet him, servant of death. I am glad I get to take you both down at once. The second gun is now pointed at Capella. I vow your murderous sect will fall along with the Lord Captain. Nemesis grimaces and snarls. If only you knew what you were saying. Yes, my flesh is cursed with imperfection. My blood carries wretchedness, for I could be. But you would not understand, foul-blooded one. The barrel of Nemesis' weapon shakes, but his incensed mind does not notice. A tense silence falls, for all the words have been spoken. At last, Nemesis says quietly, "It is farewell, Lord Captain." The acerbic smile vanishes from his face. Instead, his demeanor turns cold, collected, calm with the indifferent grimace of a skull. Bella takes a deep breath and wipes the blood off her blade. The living legend's head lies severed at her feet. The decapitated body lies motionless on the deck, cut at the neck, and stares back out from you grotesquely. From the grotesquely distorted ridges of its spine. The power of the folk myth fades into the air like the smoke billowing from the muzzle of his stub revolver. "He did not harm me." Cabela looked at Nemesis' body with an incomprehensible expression. "But he tried. Such was his idea, and he remained committed to it until his last breath. His was a good death." Cabela picks up the severed head from the death and gazes into its extinguished eyes with a strange wistfulness. The struggle is not people. The struggle is ideas, and people are merely their vessels, the carriers of the struggle. I need to reflect on his death, Domin. I need to stand before the Undying One and hear his blessed whisper. We can discuss what happened after.
None shall stand in my way. Victory awaits!
Wonder if that's the end of it. I kinda doubt it, honestly. Oh, I had to talk with the High Fact. Oh, he's here. The surgeons spent hours fighting for my life, and I have to say they are earning their keep. They promised to leave a heroic-looking scar, although admittedly, I much prefer calluses from an autoquill. Your ladyship is most courteous, but what exactly did you have in mind? Oh, but of course, you do not have the time to puzzle over such trivial solutions. I will see what can be arranged, and do not worry for a single moment. I promise to find the most suitable approach. I will contact you the moment I have something to offer. I came from Dargonis, your ladyship. I have been a subject of the dynasty since birth, and have always tried to be of use to the great rogue trader. Alas, it was not my fate to be the primary heir of my own family, due to my being 15th in our line for the title, so I decided not to stand in the way of those behind me in case they attempted to shorten the waiting list at my expense. Janice lets out an almost kindly chuckle. While my brothers and sisters schemed against one another, I studied the exact sciences and mastered bookkeeping, the greatest art of the Adeptus Administratum. I must admit that the accumulation of wealth, something one can control, is far more exciting than hunting, carousing, and the other traditional amusements of my noble peers. You know what? I don't think she wants to be there.
Take heed, Nemo. Our blessed Domin honors us with a visit. The one who delivered this ark from the curse of your existence. An aberration, your former foe, his eternal foe. My new companion in shadow and my trophy. You once knew him by the name Nemesite, but now his name is Nemo.
Oh. Okay, you made a friend. Okay.
Whenever I feel the need to voice my thoughts, I turn to him. He is far wiser in death than when he was alive.
Okay. You know, this would be an opportunity. Since I'm Chaos, this could be an opportunity. Like, put a demon in there to have it corrupt her.
For years, I have been honing my body and spirit through sacred rituals. I have ushered hundreds of souls to the other side. The hunt for Nemesite was not my first. Yet, after my enemy fell, for the first time ever, I felt empty. And that emptiness only grew heavier under the weight of the question that formed in my mind during that hunt. I prayed. I longed for his guidance to put my mind at rest. But in my self-pity, I showed weakness in the eyes of the Undying One. And so, my only answer was silence. I must therefore ask you this agonizing question, Domin. Tell me, what is the purpose of the blood-spun web? Please, just answer me. Then that makes me a tool that has renounced itself and the entire world for the sake of serving a purpose chosen by others. All my life, I have walked the road that was prescribed for me. I did as I was told. I searched for the truth in other people's words, then repeated them in my own voice. And I never once questioned my destiny, until you came along, Nemo. I might just as easily have met Nemesite's fate, and he mine. All it would have taken is a different pattern of threads. The only distinction lies in our ideas. Thank you for this conversation, Domin. It has satiated the void that gnaws at my soul, if only for a time. As for how to seal this chasm for good, that I have yet to find out. May the tenets of the web guide me to the truth.
Okay. I wonder if that really is the end of that. But I think that's it for now. So until next time, have fun and take care of each other out there. I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.